Well, coming up on today's show, we are taking you to the greater Cincinnati area and a lot of fun things to do. We stopped by the LM&M Railroad. That's in Lebanon, Ohio. And boy, if you love trains and a great train trip, plus they have some special events coming up that are just amazing. And we stopped by the Funny Bone in Liberty Township, and some of the best comedy entertainment in the world has stood in front of this microphone. And then we topped things off with a helicopter tour of downtown Cincinnati. Renee, what did you find?
Well, thanks, Mike. We're having a great time here in Cincinnati. We found a great distillery right here in the downtown, as well as a couple of places to enjoy your favorite adult beverage. I'm Renee Joseph, and along with Mike Kilburn, we are out and about Columbus and taking you to Cincinnati.
Well, a trip to Cincinnati would have to include a tour of Cincinnati and the city. And boy, this is the helicopter can do it. It's Brink Helicopters located at Lunken Airport here in Cincinnati. We talked to Matt, and he told us more. Well, Matt, good to have you and Brink Helicopter on the show.
Thanks for having us.
You know, I love aviation. I'm a pilot myself, and it's always fun to come out and do one of these segments. So let's talk a little bit about the helicopters and the kind of services that you provide here at Brink Helicopters.
Sure. So we do tours around Cincinnati. We fly 7 days a week, weather permitting. Ranges tours anywhere from 10 minutes up to 30 minutes, or if you want to go for longer, we can do that as well. Take you anywhere in the city you want to go.
And when you go on one of these tours, do you just go around the city, or what's kind of the normal flight path for a tour?
Yeah. So all of our tours that we do go over downtown Cincinnati. So you see everything like the Reds and Bengals stadiums, the new TQL stadium for FC Cincinnati. And then if you want to go for longer flights, it covers different areas of the city. Go over Riverbend Music Center, Coney Island, and then other places like University of Cincinnati and Xavier, and kind of the northern suburbs.
That's the one thing about Cincinnati, very visual from the air especially.
It is, yeah. Cincinnati's not the biggest city, right, but it looks really, really nice from the air, especially at nighttime. My favorite time to fly is at night. Just the way that they have the bridges especially lit up, and right along the waterfront, they've done a lot of good revitalizing of the downtown right along the banks there, and it just looks amazing from the air.
What is the reaction you get from people if they've never been up before and they're going for their first ride?
Same reaction. They're always pretty nervous when they get in. About 30 seconds after we take off, they start seeing the views, and it's just nothing but smiles from there.
Well, give us some contact information, Matt, where we can learn more, book times, and see what you got available.
Yeah, so you can find us on our website at brinkhelicopters.com, or give us a call at 513-206-4951, and we can get you up in the air with us.
The real view of Cincinnati. Thanks so much for being on the show.
Thank you.
An up-and-coming distillery in downtown Cincinnati is a great place to stop by on your next trip. Ben told us more about how they got started and where you can find their great products. Well, Ben, welcome to Out and About Columbus. It's a pleasure to be down here in Cincinnati, here at Northside Distilling Company.
Yeah, thank you for coming down. We're really excited to have you. We've been in business now for a little over 4 years, and we've rapidly growing into the Columbus market. So we thought it was a great day to have you all down here.
Oh, I know, it's perfect. I love your place. This is awesome. Tell us exactly how you got started in this kind of business.
So it started off with amongst friends making beer at home, and then they got kind of bored with making beer, and we're like, you know what, let's start making spirits. And so they bought their first still, and when that was purchased, it triggered a letter from the ATF that says, hey, like, you own this still. Once you start operating it without a license, it becomes a crime, right? So they weren't going to be deterred, filed the federal paperwork to get a license, and started basically making moonshine in an old family barn on Thursday nights. And it kind of turned in from a passion to a business, and then we started hiring people, and that's kind of where I came along, and that was a little over 4 years ago, and now we're pushing almost 100 different agencies where you could find us, and bars and restaurants throughout Ohio.
Well, let's talk about the uniqueness of your product.
We make quite a few things. So we've got a handful of our things out here in front of us. The staples of our brand are primarily our vodka and our bourbon. That's where you're going to find us in most locations. Our bourbon is roughly 5 years old right now, so it's kind of got some nice age on it. Our everyday bourbon here, which is what we call our white label bourbon, and that's what you'd find throughout the Columbus and Ohio market in general. We haven't quite released our single barrel, but I have it out here because we're very excited about that. And our vodka, 6 times distilled, award-winning, very, very smooth. And then lastly is our American agave, which is tequila, but we can't legally call it tequila.
Besides this fantastic place you have in downtown Cincinnati, where else can we find your product?
Most of the Krogers in Ohio carry us or in the process of adding us. In the Columbus market, specifically the Giant Eagles, we're carried there. I mentioned to you earlier, the Hills Market's been a fantastic account for us up in Columbus. We've got Chateau Wines up there. It's growing and growing, but the best way to find it, if you're not familiar where we're located, is our website, northsidedistilling.com, or for state specific, it's ohlq.com, and you can type in any product, not just ours, and it'll tell you exactly where they are in the state of Ohio and if they're available, so it saves you some time.
Ben, thank you so much for taking the time with us today and sharing your wonderful product.
My pleasure, Renee. Thank you.
Like the Out and About Facebook page for pictures, video, and more on the show, including news on upcoming shows and even exclusive behind-the-scenes content. That's facebook.com/outandaboutcolumbus. Want to be on the show? Reach out to us at info@outandaboutcolumbus.com. Well, we stopped by the LM&M Railroad. This is in Lebanon, Ohio, and boy, they have some great events coming up. We learned all about them from Matt. Well, Matt, good to come down and see the LM&M Railroad.
Good to have you.
Tell us a little bit about some of the events that you guys do.
Well, we do events year-round. Only months we're kind of shut down is January and February. Starting in the spring, we do the Easter Bunny trains. We do normal, just regular, everyday train trips we call the Turtle Creek Valley Flyers that are done on Wednesdays and Saturdays throughout the year. In the fall, we start the holiday events, and we'll be doing the Pumpkin Patch Express starting October 2nd. It's a train where we're going to go down to Creech's Landscaping, and there'll be some just fall-related activities down there. You can get their pumpkins, and we'll probably have some mazes and some other kind of things that we've done in the years past.
And then you have the North Pole Express, right?
North Pole Express is the big one every year, and that'll start the weekend before Thanksgiving on November 19th. And that goes Friday, Saturday, and Sunday all the way till after Christmas.
Talk a little bit about this equipment. This is beautiful.
You got some really old stuff here. The locomotive was built in Cleveland in 1950. It's one of the oldest EMD GP7s in the world. The cars that we have right here are old Lackawanna commuter cars that used to run out of Hoboken, New Jersey. They were built in 1930. And even on the end, we have a Detroit, Toledo, and Ironton Railroad caboose that you can rent out for a party or to ride and get an idea what caboose life was like.
Well, I'll tell you, it sounds great. We're going to leave it there, but give us some contact information where we can come and enjoy the train and enjoy Lebanon.
Well, you can just give us a call. Everything can be done online at LebanonRailroad.com. You can buy tickets. You can make your reservations, or you can call at the area code 513-933-8022, and our ticket agents will get you all taken care of.
And I guess you want to make those reservations early for some of the special stuff you got coming up, because I would suspect they really gets busy.
If you have a specific time that you want to be on the North Pole Express or the Pumpkin Patch Express, I strongly encourage you to get on it now.
Fantastic. Matt, great information. Thanks so much for being on the show. Right. Want to be on the show? Reach out to us at info@outandaboutcolumbus.com.
A great place to grab a delicious meal as well as your favorite beverage is Slat's Pub here in Blue Ash. Katie told us more about some of their specialties and how they give back to the community. Well, Katie, welcome to Out and About Columbus, and thanks for having us out to Slat's Pub.
Of course, we're so happy to have you guys here. Thank you.
Well, you know, when I walked in here, I thought it was just going to be a bar, but you're so much more than a bar. The food smells delicious. Tell us what we're going to find here at Slat's Pub.
Absolutely. It is so much more than a pub. We have a pretty extensive menu that does feature bar classics like a fish and chips or a chicken tender, but we go so far as steaks. We have halibut, we have salmon, we have tacos, pretty much across the board. You can find something you're going to like to eat here at Slats, and it is a completely scratch kitchen. We're most known for our biscuits, which come with every meal. But also we have great half-price appetizers for our happy hour. We have spring rolls, which are kind of like a Southwest egg roll.
Oh, that sounds wonderful. And I noticed everyone's so friendly here. You got such a great vibe going on. Tell us how great your staff is and how they cater to their customers.
Oh my gosh, so well. We have a ton of people here that have worked here for years. Slots has been in Blue Ash for 15 years, and we have quite a few people who have been here for that amount of time. We love working here. We love our regulars, and it's just, we would try to have a little fun.
Well, that's so important, especially for the community. And I know Blue Ash is a wonderful community, and you guys really do a lot to give back to that community. Tell us a little bit about that.
So we do a lot of work with Operation Give Back, collecting things when they need them. We also work with the local high school and will display art from their students here. We do a lot of work with Autism Rocks, Autism Speaks as well. So no, we're always trying to find a way to just be a place to come and have a nice meal and also give a little back.
Tell us how we can find out more information about Slats Pub. So when we come down here to visit, we can definitely stop in.
Absolutely. You can find us on the web at www.slatspub.com and on Facebook under Slats Pub.
Thank you again so much for sharing your great restaurant pub with us.
Thank you for being here. Thanks.
Well, we stopped by a tequila bar called La Ofrenda. That means the offering, and it's just an amazing tequila bar here in the Cincinnati area. They've come up with a lot of the recipes in-house here, and it is just amazing. The owner tells us that if you're looking for a tequila bar, this is going to be on the top of your list. Jacob told us more. Well, Jacob, good to have you on La Ofrenda on the show.
Thank you. Thank you so much for having us today.
So I have to ask you, what does La Ofrenda stand for?
La Ofrenda is the offering. So I'm originally from a place called Harlingen, Texas, which is a small border town in Texas. A lot of my family comes from the northern region of Mexico, so this is an offering to them, to all my ancestors before them, bringing it here to the Cincinnati area and bringing a little touch of South Texas and Mexico here to Findlay Market in Cincinnati.
I know you're known for your drinks here, so let's get into that a little bit.
Yeah, of course. So we are Ohio's largest selection of tequila and agave spirits. So agave comes in different forms, not just tequila itself, but we carry mezcals, sotals, pechugas, all these kind of rich spirits that come from the heart of Mexico. And we combine those into amazing tequila-focused cocktails. So margaritas and different spiced cocktails that people really seem to love. One of our standouts, it's one thing that you can't get at any other bar in Ohio, is something that we call the Zocalo Cafe. It is a coffee-infused tequila with cold-pressed coffee and orange condensed milk. So we take some orange peels and we cook them down with condensed milk and we combine it to this nice, refreshing coffee cocktail.
And man, with all this going on, you got to have some events that are just off the hook. So tell us what you got going on.
We do have events all the time here at La Ofrenda. We also focus on a lot of private events. So we do private tequila tastings. You can find out more information about that on our website, laofrendatequila.com. We also host Caballeros, which is the Latin boosters for the FC soccer team. We also do have salsa nights as well as Latin day parties during the days on Saturdays. So it's always a great place to get that touch of Latin America and particularly Mexico here in Cincinnati.
Well, give us some contact information where they can learn more about it and find you down here in Cincinnati.
You can find us on all social media at La Ofrenda Tequila. You can also find us at laofrendatequila.com and ask around Cincinnati, and most people will tell you this is the best place in Cincinnati to grab a drink.
Well, some of the greatest entertainment and comedy has stood in front of this microphone, and we are talking about the Funny Bone in Liberty Township. This is just about 20 miles north of Cincinnati, and if you're planning a weekend trip, what a great time to come and visit the Funny Bone. If you haven't seen a live comedy show, you owe it to yourself to give it a try. We talked to Josh Driver. He told us more. Well, Josh, good to have you and the Funny Bone on the show.
Oh, thank you for coming out.
It's just amazing. I love Funny Bone, great place and great entertainment. But what surprises me is a lot of people have never been to a comedy club or enjoyed a live comedy show. They see the clips on TV and HBO and some of the specials. What's a real live comedy show like?
Well, you get your tickets ahead of time. You can stop off at the bar upstairs. You're greeted by our wonderful staff, and then you come into the showroom. You have a server the rest of the night. You get drinks, you get food, and you enjoy a wonderful show.
Why is the Funny Bone such a great destination?
It's definitely the atmosphere. People are excited to come out. They've seen these people either on TV or social media, and they want to see these people live. It's personable. We have drinks, food, private events, bachelorette parties. We've seen it all here.
So, Josh, who can we expect to see coming up here soon?
Well, we have a variety of people: actors, comedians, people you've seen on social media. You can expect to see probably D.L. Hughley, Taylor Tomlinson, Columbus's own Jason Banks, Josh Blue, just anybody and everybody you've seen on the internet or on TV and movies.
Well, Josh, tell us how we can learn more about Funny Bone, some of the acts you got coming up, and how we get in contact with you and get tickets.
Yeah, our website's liberty.funnybone.com. You can reach us 513-779-5233. Take a look and see who we have coming up.
Yeah, no doubt. And it's like if you're visiting Cincinnati, taking a little weekend getaway, great place to come on a Saturday night and enjoy the show. Josh, thanks so much for being on the show.
Thank you for coming out.
Like the Out and About Facebook page for pictures, video, and more on the show, including news on upcoming shows and even exclusive behind-the-scenes content. That's facebook.com/outandaboutcolumbus.
Well, it's a party on the water. Bring your friends. Come aboard the Cincinnati Cycle Boat. Callie told us more how you can book a party and pedal on down the Ohio River. Well, Callie, welcome to Out and About Columbus. Thanks for having us out to Cincinnati Cycle Boat.
Thanks for being here. I'm excited that you guys can make it out.
Yeah, me too. I got to tell you, this looks like so much fun. Tell us exactly, what is Cincinnati Cycle Boat?
It's a lot of fun. So it's a 16-passenger charter boat. It offers you a unique experience on the Ohio River. If you've ever seen those pedal wagons cruising around downtown Cincy, it's the same concept. We just took it to the water. So you have your charter boat that has 10 bike stations on the boat. It also has additional seating, so if you don't feel like pedaling, you have the option just to sit back and relax. It's a 2-hour tour, so you have 2 hours to enjoy out on the river. We provide you a certified Coast Guard captain along with a first mate, and your only job is to bring the food, beverages, the music, and have a good time.
Yeah, gosh, it does sound like a great time. What are some of the questions that people ask you when they come on the boat ride?
We definitely get a few common questions. It's a 2-hour tour, so we do have a restroom break. Halfway through the tour, we do stop. You have a chance to get off the cycle boat, use the restrooms, and get back on. We do have a motor, so we don't expect you to pedal the entire 2 hours up and down the river. One of the great things about Rivertown Marina that we're at, they have Jenny Wade concession stand. So they have beverages, Gatorade, water, beer, wine, and ice. You can just purchase everything here and bring it onto the boat. So if you don't feel like packing your cooler, it's kind of like a one-stop shop.
That sounds real convenient. How do we find out more so we can come out here with our friends?
Yep, so if you want to visit our website, cincycycleboat.com.
Fantastic. Thanks again for sharing this great information.
Thanks, it was nice having you guys out today.
Nice to be here. Thank you.
Well, you know, there's nothing more fun than going to a flea market and just looking at all this stuff. And boy, I'll tell you, did we find one that is super big. It's the Treasure Isles Flea Market in Monroe, Ohio. And it is just fantastic. We talked to Rebecca McLeod, and she told us more about what you're going to find here and some of the great events they have coming up for the holidays. Well, Rebecca, good to have Treasure Isles on the show.
Very glad to be here. Thank you.
So what could coming in here, this place is huge. So I was wondering, what can people find here?
Oh man, you can find just about everything here. Out in our outdoor open air lot, you're going to find everything from garage sale items. We have live music. And then in our indoor climate controlled building, we have new, unique, and handcrafted items.
So can anyone sell here at Treasure Isles?
Absolutely. Everybody can sell here at Treasure Isles. We have outdoor spaces that start at $23 a day. If you want to start a new business, if you want to hold a garage sale, we are the place for you. And to book a space, you literally just need to give us a call at the office and let us know, and we'll give you all the information you need.
Now, do you usually have spaces available, or is there any kind of waiting list or anything like that?
The outdoor, we have spaces available every single weekend. We have over, 600 spaces outside, so plenty of room for everyone.
So what hours is the flea market open?
We are actually open every Saturday and Sunday from 9 a.m. until 5 p.m.
So you got any special events coming up? I know we're headed towards Halloween. We're headed towards the holidays.
Yes, we actually do have a trick-or-treat event coming up in October, and then we have holiday shopping in December.
Yeah, I bet that's a big event.
It is very big. And of course, we always list our events on our Facebook page, so hopefully folks will stop by and check that out to see what's coming up.
Well, on that note, tell us some contact information where we can learn more about Treasure Isles.
Absolutely. Our website is www.treasureilesflea.com. divastarstravel.com. And our office phone number is 513-539-4497.
Let's come down and check this out. Rebecca, thanks so much for being on the show.
Thank you for having me.
Want to be on the show? Reach out to us at info@outandaboutcolumbus.com.
Well, if you're looking for some fun nightlife when you visit the Cincinnati area, you've got to check out the Strauss House here in Covington. They've got live music and a great indoor-outdoor patio. Jody told us more about what makes Covington a great area to visit. Jody, it's so nice to meet you. Thanks for having us out to the Strauss House.
Thanks.
This is such a cool place. I love this patio. Tell us what sets you guys apart from other places down here in Covington.
So we have live music 7 days a week. All of our bands are local, so it's really cool to come out and support live music. Our patio's also partly covered and partly open. So even when the weather is bad, people can sit outside.
Yeah, that's great because weather it can be bad. You never know, you know. Well, what kind of What kind of music do you guys play? Is it a variety or a certain genre?
It's definitely a variety. Probably leans towards rock more. Every once in a while, we do some country music. It just depends.
Yeah. Well, looks like such a fun place. I love the patio. What kind of drinks do you guys have?
We always do $3 pitchers of Bud Light, Miller Lite, and Narragansett. That's a huge sell for us ever since COVID.
Now, do you guys offer food here as well?
Yes, we do. Our kitchen's actually open from 11 a.m. to 9 p.m. We have a little bit of German food, and then appetizers, salads, bar menu kind of stuff.
What would you say the atmosphere is like here on the weekends?
It's a lot of fun on the weekends. We have a really mixed crowd, older people, younger people, lots of people coming out to check the live music out.
One of the things I love is Covington is such a cool place. Tell us kind of about the vibe down here.
Yeah, it's a lot of fun. A lot of locals and regulars that walk to all the different bars. We are surrounded by like 13 different bars and the riverfront. So you have Reds, the stadium, the Bengals, everybody coming out to watch games and walking around. It's a lot of fun.
How can people find out more about Strauss House here in Covington?
You can find us on Facebook, just Strauss House Facebook page.
Wonderful. Jody, again, thanks for showing off your great, awesome bar. It looks like a great time for the summer and fall. Do you love to travel but think you can't afford it? Diva Star Travel makes it easy and affordable. We talked with Deanna, who told us more. Well, Deanna, welcome down about Columbus.
Thank you. It's a pleasure being here.
Thanks for coming up to share Diva Star Travel with us. And I've got to ask you, how did you get into the travel business?
Well, I went on my first international trip with a group back in 2015. And the lady who we went with, just the whole process was amazing. And so, but I was always that friend who would get everybody together to do it. So I was like, well, maybe I can do this. And, you know, it wasn't about the money. It was, for me, it was, I wanted to be able to show people that they could afford to travel if they planned properly. That was the biggest thing. It was just being able, I wanted to show people that they could afford to travel if they planned properly and with payments.
That's wonderful, because you're right. There's nothing like travel and creating experiences together. So what would you say a client would say about their experience with Diva Star Travel?
Well, they would say that it's great. And, you know, not to toot my own horn, but it's like a family. We have most of my travelers are repeat clients. And so once you come, you may come on the trip not knowing anybody, but I guarantee you that's not the way you'll leave. So everything is planned. Like in Jamaica, you know, I don't know if you're familiar with the Club Mobe. It's like a VIP process where you bypass customs or you go through customs quickly. And so I try to add little things onto the package like that. So I try to give them value, something that they can't put together themselves. So I just try to put all those things into it. I try to always include an excursion. So once they get there, they're not spending a whole exuberant amount of money in addition to what they've already paid for the trip.
Deanna, how do we find out more about Diva Star Travel?
Sure. I can be found on my website at www.divastartravel.com. And if you want to do Caribbean trips, CaribbeanIslandParties.com. And I can be found on social media, which is Facebook and Instagram.
Deanna, thank you so much for sharing your wonderful business with us.
Thank you for having me. I appreciate it.
Like the Out and About Columbus Facebook page for pictures, video, and more on the show, including news, upcoming shows, and even exclusive behind-the-scenes content. That's facebook.com/OutandAboutColumbus.
Back in Columbus, check out these businesses in our local business spotlight.
We found a great place to get delicious treats in the heart of Hilliard that are not only delicious, they're also beautiful. Laura told us more about what makes Bakes by Low so unique. Well, Laura, welcome to Out and About Columbus. Thanks for having us out to Bakes by Low.
Thank you for having me.
This is such a cool place right here in the heart of Hilliard. Tell us how you got started baking.
So I started about 6 years ago in 2015. I was working part-time at a dental office, and I was doing baking on the side just because I've been doing it since I was a kid. And word of mouth got out. I started making more orders, and full-time went to part-time at the dental office. Dental office went goodbye, and full-time went here.
Well, I have to tell you, your little pastries and cookies and everything are absolutely adorable. Tell us a little bit more about what you do.
So we specialize in decorated sugar cookies. When we opened here about a year and a few months ago, we expanded our menu. But Bakes by Low, the heart of it is decorated sugar cookies. We decorate them for birthday parties, weddings, any kind of event, corporate orders. They're special and different from what anybody else in Columbus is doing because they are a piece of art. They're a piece of edible art. So we are spending hours upon hours decorating these cookies for you guys to enjoy.
Well, they are so cute. I mean, and each one of them can be really for anything.
Absolutely. And that's the best part is that you can have them for a special occasion, or you can have them for, just whatever you want, because they're delicious as well.
Yeah, they look delicious. So you're located, tell us where you're located and why this is so special here.
Absolutely. So we are in a building called Center Street Market. It's in the heart of Old Hilliard. We're connected to Crooked Can Brewery, and there are about 9 other vendors in here. It's a win-win situation for all of us because we get to meet people who didn't come in for us and have discovered, their new favorite dessert spot. Plus, the community of Hilliard has just been so supportive, especially opening during a pandemic. They've just given us all their love, and even the vendors in here, I love every single one of them. So it's just a really special place to be.
Well, you touched a little bit on your history. Why does this mean so much to you?
Yeah, so growing up, our kitchen oven was always on. I baked with my mom. She was always making grandma's desserts. I mean, every holiday we had something homemade, and I just wanted to bring that feeling back. So we make pizzelles, and the feeling that you get when you smell a pizzelle on that hot pizzelle iron, it just brings back such nostalgia. And when you taste, a warm chocolate chip cookie out of the oven, it just really brings back that feeling and those memories. And I want to make sure that I'm able to bring those things back to people when they take a bite of our treats.
How can somebody find these cookies and order them?
So we have a big social media presence. Our handles on Facebook and Instagram are Bakes by Low. Our website is www.bakesbylow.com. You can call our bakery phone number, 614-641-6931, to place an order. You can also place orders online with us.
Wonderful. Laura, thank you so much for sharing your adorable and yummy business with us.
Thank you so much for having me.
We're taking you around Ohio to all the best places to see and do this season. Whether it's local favorites, amazing destinations, and everything in between. Rain or shine, we take you there.